Hi, and welcome to On Stage at A.C.T. We are in a special treat today. We are going to sit down and talk to the scenic artist for the upcoming production of Match. This is Kenny Maguire. So, Kenny, this is your first time working for A.C.T., and hopefully this will be a long relationship.
I hope so.
But tell me a little bit about yourself, and for anybody who doesn't know what a great artist you are.
Thank you. Well, I started my first professional job when I was 9, doing a mural in Ohio, on the side of a restaurant, actually. My grandfather knew the owner of the restaurant, and he told him, my grandson can draw pictures and paint, so he hired me to do that. And I've been doing it ever since. I went to college at Kent State for 2 years, dropped out. I didn't see the point in it, which was maybe a mistake, maybe not, but I was too busy working to take any more classes, so I dropped out of college and have been traveling around the country painting murals ever since.
Now, how did you end up in Florida?
Actually, I went to Key West because I visited there, and a friend of mine in the military was stationed at Trumbo Point and told me to come down there because for artists, he said that it's a haven for artists, which it turned out it was. What I didn't realize was it was such a party atmosphere all the time that I couldn't live in there any longer than like 2 years. I had to move.
Gotcha.
And a friend of mine lived in Fort Pierce and told me to come up here. I was looking for a quiet. I loved Florida, but I was looking for a quiet place.
Right, like you didn't want the Lauderdale party scene,
Every
but
day.
you didn't want like the sedate retirement community either. You wanted to kind of halfway in between,
Right.
So you could have a life and still maintain your tranquility.
Exactly. And Stewart ended up being the place. So.
Well, we're in quite luck because I met you through a friend of mine, and I started working here and made the connection with A.C.T. Wanted to get you involved with it. So what can you tell me about how you came up with the concept? This is only part one of a triptych, right? So you're going to do 3 pieces.
Yes, 3 pieces on the 3 parts of the wall there, and I guess the main character in this play is a Juilliard instructor, dance instructor, and I was told by Dennis to do something that was kind of abstract dance related, so he told me it was a salmon colored background, so I just kind of came up with the silhouettes of dancers. And it was
Now that's for anybody who, hopefully I have this all done, this is all freeform.
Yeah.
This is, you have the projector in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, well I drew it first on paper at home, and then came up with an idea. I did some watercolors, and I did some playing around with I did an actual figure, not a silhouette, but an actual dancer with all the colors. And,
right.
And it would take away, I didn't want to take away from the scene. I wanted it to be a backdrop for the scene that was taking place on the stage. So that's why I came up with the silhouette idea.
Now, is this your first time working with a theater company before?
Yes.
So,
it is. And I like
testing
it.
the water.
And I like it.
Oh, good. And this is a great place for everyone to see because we have audiences, and hopefully we'll get a lot of your reputation will precede you.
Sure, hopefully.
Which will benefit both of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love theater and movies. I've always been a big buff of both theater and movies, and I'm going to enjoy. I'd like to, on an ongoing basis, help out with it and do some other set pieces.
Now, I know you said you've done murals and things before, but I've seen some of your work online.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to do any certain kind of medium, or more watercolor or pencil, or do you have one that's your favorite?
Acrylic.
You like acrylic, so
Acrylic, because it dries quick.
And
That's
do you,
right.
this size or small or what?
No, I like the bigger things better. I enjoy murals because they are so big and they're such a challenge to do, but this is perfect size. I like to do things that are medium sized and can be seen from a distance.
People often ask me the same thing, and I'm going to ask you because we are artistic people.
Yes.
And we have a way of expressing ourselves, but most people do what we do for fun.
Right.
So, since this is most people's fun, what do you do for fun? Obviously, you're doing the fun thing. So you actually do this in your spare time, just for
All the time.
So
all
you're
the time.
doodling and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And travel.
Oh well.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I, Kelly, travel, and but yeah, this is when I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it at home for fun.
Is it to challenge yourself to try something new, or are you trying to experiment with things?
All the time. I'm always trying to draw things I've never drawn before. I'm always trying to paint things I've never painted before, because if you don't do that, you don't ever improve. And the only way that I can learn and get better is to do things I haven't done and things I don't know how to do. I enjoy drawing things that come out terrible the first couple times because I don't know how to do it, and then work on them until I get to the point where, oh, It's almost like when you learn to ride a bike. Like you get to a point where you go, that's how you do that. And then once you learn it, it's what stays with you forever.
Now, I've heard of artists, and especially like sculptors and things like that, who work in clay, who change their mind midstream. Do you have those instances where you're like, this isn't working, let me change this little, and
Sure.
So how do you approach something that's just a roadblock?
It depends. I've had work where it was so bad that I just rolled over it and started again, or I just did a variation on the original idea. It depends on what the job is. I mean, there's some times where it's in my head exactly the way I want it to be, and it comes out exactly that way, like this. I knew what this was going to look like when I got here today, because I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and it's a relatively simple design. So, but as far as the roadblocks go, it depends on the job.
So it's just like sometimes it's just you just kind of go, oh, do you ever have like the block where like the brain won't go to your hands, and you know the interpretation doesn't come out, or is it pretty much past all that now?
Interesting question, because I do, but it's mostly either a medium issue or a material issue. Like, I'll be working on something and say, this would have looked better if I would have used an airbrush, or if I would have used a dry brush, or something different than the way I was doing it. That's
so it's a discovery process in that.
Yeah.
Do you ever do mixed media? Like, do you do like paint and also like pieces of garbage, and like the whole 3D things? Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, sculpting, carving.
You're more than just paint. You've generalized your artistiness and gone into other venues as well. But this is your specialty.
This is my favorite.
This is your favorite. Well, I can't wait to see the rest of what turns out here. And you guys can see all of Kenny's work here at A.C.T. Studio Theater when Match will open on April 8th and run through the 23rd. Kenny, I know you've got things to do. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we look forward to seeing the rest of this going on.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.